Tonight, the world has officially ended. Vicki Gunvalson has been demoted from Real Housewives of Orange County. Tune in.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Yes, it is my favorite day of the week, Wednesday Bravo Day. Welcome to It's Bravo Bitch with Hollywood Leon. I'm your host, Hollywood Leon. It's my show where we break down all of our favorite Bravo gossip. I have two AfterBuzz royalty guests in the house. You know him from Grant's Rants Hollywood podcast, Grant's Rants.
Hello, guys. Hello.
You know her from the Real Housewives of New York City After Show. My dynamic duo partner in crime, Chelsea Stark-Jones.
Hey, I'm so honored to be here.
Thank you.
I feel like I have reached the official Bravo, Bravo celebrity.
Oh my God, this is your first time.
Yeah, I feel really good.
Oh, we're so excited to have you. Grant obviously started off this podcast with us, so I'm glad that he's back.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. And I have lots to say about this Vicki thing. So, you couldn't keep me away.
We have a lot to talk about. We're obviously going to talk about Vicki Gunvalson, an icon. We have a lot to discuss when it comes to her, but we're also going to talk about the ladies of World Pride, because the Real Housewives from all over went to New York City. It was like Andy's baby shower part 2 with Billy from Vanderpump Rules in the mix. It was very strange. We have some videos, some pictures for you guys. Jax and Brittany got hitched. Some news about It's Bravo Bitch, because it's been in the media lately. So we have a lot of tea to break it down. Let's get it started. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, so excited. We
Get
have a lot
ready.
to discuss.
Yes, buckle up. Vicki Gunvalson, the OG of the OC. I have been telling you guys for a while. I just want to say, I told you so. If we were on Will and Grace, I would do the I told you so dance that Debbie Reynolds does. But honestly, guys, I've been telling you guys for a while, trying to prepare you guys. I had known that Vicki was a friend for a while, and a lot of you guys didn't believe me. I had people on the podcast that said literally, I'm not going to believe it till I see it. And it happened. Tuesday afternoon, we got the trailer for Real Housewives of Orange County. Thoughts immediately?
The trailer looked great. It looked exciting. It looks like there's going to be some fun, some drama, good mix of everything. The Vicki thing, it surprised me. It did, because I thought she was filming as full time, at least from reports that I read. So I was a little bit surprised. I'm sure we'll see her engagement. We'll see little milestones or whatnot. But yeah, but I also feel like you reach a certain age, and not to age shame, but you reach a certain age and you just shouldn't be on everyone's younger than her. Everyone's younger. They have younger kids. I don't know.
Grant?
Well, I don't agree on that necessarily, but I was in denial about this news for a long time myself, and was like, no, they're not going to do it. No, and then we even saw Tamara. She went on Heather Dubrow's podcast, and she basically all but confirmed it, and I still was like, no, because I enjoy Vicki. I don't know if I'm a stan, but I've defended her a lot in this very studio.
We've done it together.
Yeah, I enjoy Vicki. So when I found out this news, I actually held a candlelight vigil on my own podcast, and I had Christian Snow, a Vicki stan. He could recite scenes from this one, so he was very emotional about this. And so he came on, and we had a special. You can find it, Grant's Rants Hollywood Talk podcast. It's a bonus episode. And I really gave my thoughts, and I'll give some new kind of point of view here for you. I'm surprised by it, and I think it's a mistake.
I think it was very interesting because it all started with a cast photo. Let's pull it up. This is the cast photo of the ladies that made it official. This is what we had been waiting for.
It's a beautiful photo.
It really solidified it. But there is photos of Vicki out there present at this photo shoot. But, it just really comes down to the end. You know what I mean? The editing and the final product. You could probably film as a full-time person, and at the end, they're just going to make you part-time. You just never
done that.
No.
They've done that.
That's what surprised me is the reason why I thought she was for sure going to be holding the orange was because she decided to film. Like, I thought if she was going to be demoted friend of, like, she would just quit the show. So, like, with her filming, I was like, okay, yeah, like, she's back. Like, there's nothing to worry about.
Well, she definitely barked a lot when it came to that. She put a lot of posts on Instagram. She put flowers saying,
right, I remember that.
This is what I'm talking about. This is why you're a friend now. I'm sorry. I want to get right into it because this is why she has been a friend. You need a full circle moment, folks. Full circle moments. And she hasn't had one for a while, and I think the public has been sick of it. This is why I'm very shocked that all of a sudden everyone has feelings and everyone's a Vicki stan. I've been a Vicki fan forever, but like everybody else, I also got tired of it. Last season, that whole I want to pretend to be like, I'm engaged, so I'm going to pretend to be like a good
prim
man.
and proper.
Yeah,
I can't whoop it up
about?
anymore. I can't
I
dance
hated
on bars.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I hated that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, here's the
everyone
thing,
hated
though.
her last season. All of a sudden, we're loving her. How can they do this to Vicki? Where were you guys last
It's
season?
nostalgia.
If they were going to do this, they should have done this 2 years ago when none of the cast spoke to her after the whole cancer incident.
Yeah.
Remember, she went to that awful trip to Iceland?
Yeah.
And that whole season, no one wanted to film with her.
That's probably, you're right. They should have done it then.
Yeah, why then? Because now, it's at least half the cast can entertain her. I don't really get it. Back then, I mean, I get it. Like, she was like, a story producer couldn't even work with her. But now it's like, I don't get the timing. I don't understand why. I think there's a respect level you have to have for someone who's the original of the original. If you go back to season 1, episode 1, the opening, she's the first one there with her tagline, I don't want to get old, okay? So
I love the OG of the OC.
Yeah.
I do respect that aspect, but come on, she wasn't bringing it. Sometimes you got to shake it up a little bit. They did this to
I
Luann.
disagree. I completely disagree.
They did this to Luann on Real Housewives of New York. Do you remember when she became a friend?
Yeah,
look
the
at her
biggest
now.
mistake they made.
Look at
And
her now.
you
She's a
mean to
huge
tell
cabaret
me, pull up that cast photo again. Pull up that cast photo again. That cast photo says it all. Those women on there. You mean to tell me someone like Emily, who I don't even remember her name, and I said this on my own podcast, but like, you think she's gonna bring more drama than Vicki?
I do this season.
No, Vicki's on the show, you guys.
Vicki's in the show.
She's on the show.
And the trailer, she's very much
And it looks like
in
she's going to
it.
be good.
Yeah, she does.
Well, she should be a full-time housewife. Period. Out of respect for her being there from the beginning.
I am not disagreeing.
I don't know who any of
think
these
she
people
should
are.
be too, but she's not.
I agree with you, though. Leanne was saying like she hasn't had a full circle moment.
She hasn't.
or like a 180 or
And I'm
anything.
not saying
it's
like
just
other housewives have as well, because
Yeah.
there's
No.
a bunch that haven't had full circle
Look,
moments.
there's
We're
a-
tired of them too.
But I mean, it's just like you're an older. Like I don't need to hear about you wanting to get engaged again. Like it's just there's some things about it that her story just doesn't.
It's
do
desperate.
It for me.
Like
yeah,
asking her boyfriend to marry her, like while they're having lunch on the island, is weird in the kitchen.
It's just not doing it. For
Vicky
me.
has brought plenty to the show over 13 years. You know how long that is in TV?
I agree.
Plenty. And
Let's
there's
pull up
someone.
my favorite photo number 3, an icon remembered. This is like
One of my favorite moments.
Look at this.
This is
what I
one
mean.
of my favorite moments.
So there's someone in Beverly Hills called Teddy who hasn't done a damn thing, gets paid a lot of money. And this woman deserves, for the legacy alone, a full-time contract.
Okay, so I have a
totally
question,
agree,
though,
but come
Grant.
on, last season she didn't really bring it. I feel like they had to take her down a notch. She was freaking comparing
There's so
herself
many
to
done
Jesus.
housewives. I loved that.
So I guess my question is, I feel like Orange County has been a little bit dull the last couple of seasons.
Fair, yes.
And
I
now
think
we're all
them
invested
pulling,
again.
Yeah, I think them pulling
know
Vicki
if that
or demoting Vicki was to kind of shake things up. Who, like, what change would you had made other than like Emily and Gina? Because I feel like that's the low hanging fruit. Like, what?
I
changes
wouldn't have gotten rid of the main cast
Well,
member.
then who? Like, who would you have like gotten
But
rid
they're
of to
easy
shake things
choices to get
up?
rid of just because they're new.
The new one. So, like, who would you like? You wouldn't take Tamara out. You wouldn't take
No.
Shannon out
Why-
now.
why do
like,
you have to
who
get
would
rid
you-
of anybody?
Tamara and her, she's had fake
I don't think you need to
storylines for the last
subtract
couple
anybody.
years.
So you're over Tamara.
I'm over Tamara. She's had fake
A lot of people are. I still enjoy Tamara.
I enjoy Tamara. So, but you'd be okay with demoting
I
Tamara to friend of?
I'm not saying that. I still enjoy Tamara, but as far as like full circle moments, I'm tired of her too. She's had fake storylines for a while, and don't get me started on her family, like her bigoted son.
Well,
Don't get me started.
Emily shouldn't be full time on this show. She should have been full time last year. Now you can get rid of the low-hanging fruit, like you said, or maybe just add someone. You don't need to replace someone.
They added someone.
Yeah,
They
by getting
added
rid of
Ronnie.
Vicki.
Well, Vicki was part of it. She just...
I'm pissed.
I know you are, and a lot of people
I
are
had
too.
a candle lit. I'm pissed. I'm not happy about it. And you know what? I was very somber on my show, but today I'm pissed. Okay.
and you know what? It's interesting because social media and the fans have evolved with the show as well. As much as the show has grown, so has everybody else. I feel like we all started out just quiet people watching this stuff on TV going, are we really watching these women act like this? And now we're over here screaming at each other on Twitter. I mean, the LVP stands are a classic example of people that have taken it way too far.
Yeah, I
and
agree.
I feel like, Vicki, this is starting something. Because honestly, I am very shocked at the outcome.
I am too, genuinely.
Honestly, I don't know where everyone is coming from all of a sudden. I'm like, I know she's the OG of the OC. I've always known it. I've been over here, if you look at the past podcasts, I've been over here saying I would cook a casserole just for her to come in here.
I remember
I love
that.
Vicki.
Yes.
I think she is an icon, but as much as I've loved Luann and as much as I've loved Nene, I have also said stuff about them. It's a hill. It's an uphill thing. And right now, I feel like Vicki's stock was kind of low. I didn't know they were going to do this, but then when I found...
You did know.
No, I was at first when I didn't know.
Yeah.
At first when I didn't know, I just didn't understand where the show was going to go from here. We
Yeah.
were at a dull moment. And then when I found out they were going to do this, I knew that it was going to shake everything up and everybody was going to be pissed.
Yeah.
I just didn't understand that the fandom was going to come full 100% again.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to hear that she has nothing going on. The woman got engaged. I mean, I said the same thing about what's her face, Danielle in New Jersey. I mean,
And
why
she
wasn't
got
she
engaged to
full-time?
be on TV,
She got
too.
married to be on TV. So, like,
Danielle got
Yeah.
married to me.
yeah, she wasn't even full time. But I mean, this is what I mean. Like, this whole concept of full time is really BS because it's producers telling people these groups of women who are friends and who really aren't and who are part time friends. I mean, it's ridiculous. If we're supposed to be led into these gated communities and behind the curtain, whatever, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's all so pre programmed and planned out.
Yeah.
It's false. You
And
know?
people are saying,
Vicki should be
oh,
full time. That's it.
People are saying, oh, she was blindsided by the producers. And she knew this was coming.
I think she signed you signed a contract. You know what you're signing a contract
And her recent
for,
Instagram post kind of affirmed it. She was like, guys, I'm proud to be the OG of the OC.
Oh, please. I talked about that post on the show. I don't, that
You're not
was,
buying
that
it?
was
Well, I think too,
showing the company line.
wasn't Vicki also prior to, she was very verbally outspoken about her contract situation prior to filming the season, correct? She was
She was very outspoken about everything. She
So,
would
but I
say,
feel-
get off my show.
So
She
I
would
feel-
say straight up, this is my
I feel
show.
when you are very vocal about things that you don't like with Bravo and your contract and you should be this or you should be that and you're displaying it out loud, that's when they kind of reel you back in
True.
and put you, they demote you or they, they
Or
kind
they
of
fine
slap
you.
or they fire you. So I feel like maybe that kind of played a hand in it. Whereas
Yeah.
if she was going out and talking about, well, I'm the OG and I should
Mm-hmm.
get this, I should get that. That's kind of just we're going to keep you humble.
Well, I mean, it shows just how produced these shows really are. I mean, if they were a group, they want you to believe that it's this group of women that have the personal connections with each other and it's a
Yeah.
story about their lives. I mean, if it's that easy to write someone off when they're engaged who's been on a show for 13 years, I mean, it just goes to show, I don't want to say the word fake, but produced.
But I mean, do we really want to see her marriage to Steve Lodge?
I mean, let's
I don't really care about that.
let's pull
I don't
up
really
that
care,
first
but it's a
photo.
respect thing.
I want to pull up that first photo to I want to see, this is what it's going to be like when we watch the show.
Oh my God,
With
I
the
can't
lower
with this.
third of her as a friend, you guys, I'm only doing this to prepare you.
I know.
Can we see that
I
first photo
have
of
to-
Vicki, please?
It's going to be hard to reimagine the show with
yeah, that one.
Tamara's friend.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
that is awful and an insult. I'm sorry, that is wrong.
I
This is
think with that, I was listening to another podcast and it was just don't even put so-and-so's friend.
I
Just
know.
Vicki.
Just put Vicki.
We know who she is.
Yeah,
we know she is.
I forget who it was before, but it was just there's such iconic to the franchise. I don't need to know she's Tamara's friend.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
after
Yeah,
everything
my
we've been
God.
through with her
Yeah.
minivan, this
The
is what it's come
minivan.
down
This is
to.
what it
I've
is.
never had multiple sexual partners in my life.
Hey, she was there before all of them, so.
I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I see you guys in the live chat. Hi, Deborah, Randall, Ronnie, Randomly, Film Raider, Joseph Boza. I see other people. Let me get to the names. I saw another one. Gemma Connor. I thought I saw Esther in there.
What's
too.
the consensus? How do people feel about all the screaming about Vicki?
He says, you can tell I'm just reading these all out. I haven't even read them myself. You can tell Hollywood Lean is in heaven because he knew Vicki would be a friend and he is having a Jack moment for Will and Grace. Yes, it's true. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
I wonder if people are, like, if there's anyone that's
people
like...
are saying it was a money issue. Hi, Esther, we see you. No one wants to see her fake wedding. Marlo Hampton is just a friend, and she's doing just fine from Ronnie.
Sure is.
Yeah, that's true.
I love me some Marlo.
They've slated her, too, if you ask me.
Esther says, get rid of the one that gained weight, then lost. I think we know who she's talking about.
I like Shannon.
You know what? Ronnie just brought up something interesting. I wanted to talk about this. He said maybe this is a fake demoting. You know what? I actually thought about that, Ronnie, and I was thinking, what if we, the whole time, make such a big deal out of it on social media, then by August 14th, they change everything and she is in the credits because it comes down to the opening credits. This promo pic could just be very well something to get us revved up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Talking.
What if she's in the promo?
I mean, just looking at other seasons, though, Housewives are introduced later and they're still in those gallery shoots. So, I mean, you know what I mean?
She was
I
there,
think it's
though.
one and done. I think it's what you see is what you get.
She was definitely there, though. They could have said, let's do one without Vicki. Let's insert her for whatever. I don't know. That's actually a good point. Like, it's very good, like, buzz.
Man,
I will need, though, that cast photo to be adjusted because when people were pissed about Danielle not being full-time, they edited her into the shot. I need this picture of Vicki with another face. This is another version of Vicki now. I need that in there. She still needs to at least have her pop up behind a plant in the back.
We'll see how it goes. Interesting. Obviously we talked about Vicki a lot, but really quickly, what do we think about Bronwyn making out with Tamra? What do we think about Shane and Emily's little scene where they're bringing up their marriage issues? And what do we think about Gina and her storyline? It looks like she has a breakdown over Matt.
Yeah. God. I wished the cameras were still rolling up until like recently, the Gina drama. I'm kind of curious as to what happened there. I'm sure it'll be addressed on the reunion. I like that Emily stuck up to herself with Shane. However, I think that has a lot to do with pressure from social media and not as much as like what she really feels. And I love seeing I like crazy Tamra, so seeing her make out with somebody is awesome. So like I'm here for it. Jumping into a jacuzzi naked, breaking your ankle, I love it. Anything Tamra. I love Tamra.
I thought this trailer lacked a lot of things that were going to get me to like excited to watch. I still enjoyed it and watched it. I mean, I needed like a little bit more beyond like, it's always the same. It's like them having fun, them drinking, them on vacation. And then like the last 30 seconds are always like wild, quote unquote.
Crying,
breaking
down.
I saw Vicki a lot in the trailer. I didn't see other people that much in the trailer that are full time. So that's interesting.
See, I think that's why I find Ronnie's like conspiracy to be a little valid because Vicki was very much present.
She really was. She was very much in there.
And it wasn't until you posted the thing on Facebook, on your Facebook page, that I realized, oh, wait, she's not a full-time housewife, even though she was very much involved in the whole trailer. So, yeah, I don't...
See?
It could be.
Kelly Dodd is very much featured in the show because we saw the storyline play out on social media, and we're seeing it in the trailer. Immediately, the whole Coke whore thing is coming up, and I'm saying that with air quotes if you're just listening to us. And if you are listening to us, give us a 5-star rating on iTunes.
Yes.
Thank you so much for listening to us. And honestly, guys, we're going to talk about Kelly in the next segment because she is very present on and off Orange County. Let's move on to our next segment. I'm calling it Housewives at World Pride because honestly, it's been Pride for about 2 years now. It's been Pride for a while now. This Pride month has felt like the longest month of my life.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm loving it. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
Love every day.
I love
is
June.
love.
June is my favorite month, so I love it.
I love
I was really glad. I mean, they said millions of people in New York. I'm glad that there was, everyone was safe. It didn't seem like there was anything major that happened, and I felt good about it. And then I saw Nene was on the float, and I said, well, forget it. Now there could be a problem.
Yes, we have the photo here. There's Daddy Andy in the middle, looking like a daddy. Let's zoom in because I want to see exactly who's there. We got Eva on the left, Cynthia Bailey. There's Patricia holding a Porsche head, which is kind of funny, a Porsche fan. Who's that right next to Portia?
Giselle.
Giselle from Potomac, and then we have Billy from Vanderpump.
That's Leanne Locken above her?
Oh my God, is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
No,
Leanne
Leanne
was
Locken
there.
is above Reza on the right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so Billy was
That
there.
is
She looked
Billy.
great. Well, Leanne Logan looked great. She had a
looked
feather
fabulous. I
dress.
loved her dress.
Captain
She's best
Sandy. Captain Sandy, Tinsley up there with the flower hat.
crown, yeah.
Reza from Shaw's. There's someone next to Reza on the left. I don't know who it is.
Melissa on the left. Oh, that's Nene.
Oh, it is Nene.
Yeah. Yeah.
Melissa on the right. Sonia Morgan, Icon on the right.
Sonia looked incredible too.
She did. I did
She
like that
did,
jacket.
and she was an icon and belligerent
She-
and
well, I
incredible
know.
and delivered. And we have a video.
She delivered.
Oh, go ahead.
Margaret, and then I don't know who that is.
that looks like Andy's assistant.
Yeah, Darren.
It
Yeah.
is her. It is his assistant.
Yeah.
And then we have Dorinda up top, Melissa on the right, Kelly on top of Dorinda, and then Leanne right there. Who do we vote for best dress just based off this photo?
I think Leanne Locken is
see,
mine.
yeah, me too.
Leanne Locken's mine. I liked Teresa's makeup. She had this like nice glittery thing going on with her hair and stuff. I didn't care for. I mean, she's pregnant, so I can't really slam her too much. But Eva,
It's an
loves
easy
Sonia.
choice.
It's an easy choice.
Yeah, Sonia's my second choice.
Yeah.
Like she really looked great. The hair extensions
Yeah.
in full
Yeah.
effect. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with
Iridescent jacket.
Leanne as well.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm gonna go with Tinsley for second choice.
Oh, I
because-
was gonna say she's my least favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I like Tinsley
Tins.
minus the hair thing.
She looks like someone's child, like that you brought to Pride.
she always looks like a
I
child.
guess so.
She acts like a child too.
I loved Sonia. It was such a Sonia thing. Cynthia posted, her daughter was there. She posted a picture of her and
Oh,
her
that's
daughter.
awesome.
Yeah, on the float. And Sonia comments on Instagram, "Wow, that's your daughter? I thought she was a housewife. I had so much fun with her.
Oh,
She's
Cynthia's
so
daughter.
Cool." Yeah.
Cynthia's daughter.
That
Yes,
was
Noelle-
so
that's
funny.
Noelle Robinson was there, and yeah, I
Sonia
did
thought,
see that.
Sonia thought she was a housewife.
yeah.
It's such a Sonia thing.
Well, Grant did bring up that the OG of the ATL was there. We do have
Yeah.
a picture of Reza and Nene at Pride.
Yeah.
At World Pride, there is Nene trying to ease her way back into our Bravo lives. After acting really crazy last season, assaulting cast members and crew members,
Yeah.
allegedly.
And so she gets
spat on the face.
yeah, treated with an invitation.
Yeah,
that must
royalty.
be nice. Yeah.
Not demoted like someone else would.
Yeah,
And she
right?
got her check. She got her check, too.
I was actually very curious as to how her, Eva and Cynthia were going to interact. Like if there was going to be any like photos of them together. I didn't see anything at all with her and her Atlanta
They
housewives.
didn't speak from what I heard.
Yeah. Her and Melissa Gorga had a cute dancing video though. That was
yeah,
posted.
that was
I
cute.
feel like if we were going to vote an MVP of World Pride, it was going to be Reza and Kelly Dodd.
Ooh.
They were in the middle of all the drama throughout all the little Pride flow. You know, when Reza is getting... is feeding Nene, that's when you know it's like he is really running things on that gay pride flow. Andy
I'm
was
not going to credit him because the MVP is coming up in a minute. We'll see who MVP is in a minute.
well, he was hanging out with Kelly Dodd, who brought up, like, you know, a lot of alcohol into the vehicle. They were all traveling.
Oh, I
This
see
is
Billy.
all of them hanging out. Yeah, this is Billy right there. That's how I knew it was her.
I thought
because
she-
of this
Billy
photo.
looks a lot older there.
She does look older. I thought she was not filming Vanderpump this season.
Well, she's there because she's not filming. She's not at the
Yeah.
Kentucky wedding because she wasn't invited.
Right.
This is why she's at World Pride. Oops, sorry, Billy. Yeah, she wasn't invited to the Kentucky wedding, which we are getting to next. That's topic 3. But this is why they were there. And Kelly Dodd is in the photo. Dorinda, Eva, Sonia. Anyways, they were all hanging out, and Reza and Kelly Dodd got Sonia and Tinsley very, very drunk. They were all hanging out together, and in a very, very ambiguous Uber ride, something happened. We have a video for you guys. It is very, very
I
graphic.
can't wait to watch her. This is my first
Get
time.
your
good.
children out of the room. Let's do this.
Say thank you. Don't understand. Say thank you for the house.
Sonia and Tinsley.
Oh, thank you for I
Reza egging them on.
After being abused mentally, physically by a man, I walked
Hit
in
him back.
within a month. It's not about you.
She got a bad mugshot.
Why is it always about her.
No.
I did not.
Can I tell you what's happening?
Twins.
Can I
You
tell
know
you
what,
what's
Sonia
happening?
Morgan? Hey, if you're gonna do that,
I can't.
Yes, we can't do this outside of the car. We can't do this outside of the car. No, in the car.
Is that Leanne?
Out of
Yes,
car,
that's the
not
real
okay.
MVP.
did I bring on the show?
No. Out of the car, not okay.
Let's have fun.
No
Let's have
more.
fun.
I'm so excited.
Le-
Doors are open. No
Leanne as a moderator. I mean, you know, that
And
is the
then they
best.
went to the gay bar where they went Captain Sandy, and they all got super drunk and hopefully had a huge gay old time.
Oh my God, I
wow.
love that. I
How
love that.
amazing was that Uber
Kelly
ride?
said hit him back.
Incredible.
Like, Kelly's such a bitch. I love her.
Kelly was totally trying to egg on Sonia. She was like filming her going, say don't touch the Morgan letters. And
Reza was
instead, she was like, no, I'm going to go after Tinsley. Yeah!
That's that Kelly Dodd thing. She's always got the camera roll. You never know when she's recording. That's going to be a big story in this season.
Oh, Grant giving us some tea.
I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. That was amazing. That was
How
the first
go-
time I saw
yeah.
it. I was like, ooh.
Multiple worlds colliding. I can do
Yes.
without Reza. I can't stand him. But Leanne, like, you know it's bad when she has to step in.
We got that Dallas twang in it
Yeah.
too. It was
Yeah.
so
It
good.
was really,
She's
really
intense,
good.
and I like it.
Yeah.
I love a crossover.
Me too.
I love a crossover.
Yes.
Now with Below Deck really getting up, I've been telling people, other than Real Houses of New York City, Below Deck and Below Deck Med is right in my top 5 of top Bravo shows. Obviously, I had Hannah and Colin from Below Deck Med here in the studio. Keep watching It's Bravo, bitch, because I'm going to be covering all of the Bravo shows, including Real Housewives of Potomac, because it is getting ridiculously good. Randomly, Ronnie, I want you in the studio for Potomac, so make sure to get in
Oh
here.
God, he loves him some Potomac.
Potomac is good though this
Is it?
season.
Leanne
It
lost
is,
some
yeah.
weight in the face. You could see it.
I'm
You have the
surprised.
sharp
I can't believe
jawline.
it.
Thank you, boo. Oh, that's very nice of you to notice. Girl's been on the treadmill, kind of just trying to get cinched up, you know,
got to
trying to
get that
cinch it up.
snap.
No more hog body.
Snatched away. Yes, honey.
Trying to have a
I
little
bet,
curve.
I bet certain Vicky haters are pissed that I'm writing so hard for her. I'm curious. I have to go back and look.
You know, it's really interesting.
care, I'm just
Just
curious.
because everyone was on this hating Vicky thing last time, especially ever since the Brooks thing and her trying to come back into the women's lives
Yeah.
and her still kind of like not really coming
think I'm
clean
just-
about everything, not taking full accountability.
Yeah.
People weren't really liking her.
Well, that's when they
Yeah.
should have gotten rid of her then, not now.
But you want that drama on the show when like everyone hates her and like the fans hate her. Like it still like creates some buzz. Like now that people I feel like are
Yeah.
indifferent to her is like what's it say? He's like I don't want you to like I don't care if you love me or you hate me. Like if you feel indifferent towards me, like that's what really hurts. Like
that's a good
no one really like no one has any feelings for her anymore. You know?
Well, now
and I
they
think
do.
well now they do. But like prior to that, like it's just like oh it's Vicky.
Yeah.
You know.
I wonder if at Bravo HQ how they feel about the reaction from people. I am curious to know. I was surprised.
I want to know. I'm very surprised. I want to know. Grant, something you said caught my eye earlier.
Yes.
I want to know why you hate Reza.
Oh, I don't care for him. I don't.
Do you watch Shaw's?
A little bit, but not enough. I don't care for him. I don't have any interest in him. I don't know what it is. He rubs me the wrong way.
But
like him.
do you like any of the other cast members? Like, do you think MJ is good and stuff?
Yeah, I feel she's like always in the news. Remember we talked about this on this show.
Yeah,
her
it's true.
baby, her like she must do really well with clicks because like her stories are everywhere, and I'm like I've seen this story. I know what happened. But yeah, no, I don't like him for Reza. I'm thinking he's like really like just kind of overrated.
I like Reza. The only thing I have to say about him is that when it comes to like his world and his show, I feel like get ready because he will flip you upside down. Like he'll pull the rug out from under you and then kiss you on the forehead afterwards. It goes, "You're my brother." I'm like, I don't know. You just exposed all my secrets.
Yeah.
It made me come clean about everything. Are we really that close?
Sounds like a real stand-up guy.
I mean, he's a great reality star.
Yeah,
That's
good
all
for
that
TV,
matters.
good for
yeah.
TV.
I
Yeah.
can't wait for it to come back because I'm going to be covering it because I love me some Shaws.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting. They keep each other accountable. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, the carpet pulling.
how you know they're real
They
friends.
just like really have to be honest with each other all the time. Like if they smell anything, they will sniff it out and find it. Just kind of like the Real Housewives of New York City. You cannot, like Ramona and like Dorinda and
Yeah.
the Bethany's, like Even before anything is even digested,
it can't
they
be
smell
a
it.
superficial level of
They
friendship.
can't.
It really has to be deep, and I appreciate that.
I do too.
That's why I like these types of shows. Like when that's how you know they work. That's how you know they work.
Yep.
Well, speaking of shows that no one thought would work, that all of a sudden worked, A Unicorn, Vanderpump Rules is definitely a show that no one saw coming and becoming a huge fad that it is. I've talked about this multiple times on this podcast. I've talked about this in life, you know. I'm also an actor and I'm very invested in the Hollywood scene. And I have heard about presidents of major agencies and world-known directors talking about these cast members. It's very interesting. Jax and Brittany got married. This is what we're going to see on the next season. This is what wrapped last season. This is what we have been waiting for. A lot of people have a lot of opinions. This is them. Obviously, they both look very well, very sponsored. Thank you for the exclusive from People. What do we think about this generally?
I'm here for it. I feel like I'm not going to be well received with what I have to say.
I just think it's very commercial. I think that the whole thing was sponsored. It's kind of tiring, but
for sure. But also let them have their free alcohol, their free whatever they need for whatever. The cheaper the better. He has tons. Does he have some lawsuits going on? Like, if you could get a discount on whatever, like, go ahead and get it. I thought she looked beautiful, and I like. Even though it's literally playing out right in front of us on social media, I cannot wait for it to air on television.
Let's pull up the photo, the group photo of
that. I don't
This is what I'm talking about. This is the bridal shower. We're seeing everything on social media. If one thing sticks out about this photo, it's the queen on the right. Brittany's best friend, I don't even want to say his name and give him any traction, but the queen up there was airing out all the dirty laundry.
What?
Him and Brittany got into a huge fight via social media because of the wedding. At the wedding, he was told he was the problem and he needed to leave.
Oh, I didn't know
So he
this.
unfollowed her, she unfollowed him and disinvited him from the wedding. It was all over the tabloids, and then all of a sudden, a couple days before, he is in all the stories,
well, I hope that
and
plays
they're all
out.
following each other
I'm
again.
sure it will. It sounds like a great plot device. Who is that in the center with the red hair at the bottom?
Ariel?
Ariel from Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I didn't like the princess.
But who is that for real?
They hired princesses.
They hired because there was a
Yeah.
princess theme. They
Oh,
were dressed
no.
up like
Yeah,
princesses.
I didn't.
Oh, absolutely
I could have
not.
done without this. This is too.
Yeah,
this
like,
is
how
too
old are we?
5-year-old. Yeah.
Boring.
I
Oh my
went
god,
to
so
a-
boring. Spend
my-
the money on something else.
My friend just had a party like this for her 5-year-old though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so then that was, I'm sure, a great
understandable.
time. I had
Yes.
Pocahontas at my 5-year-old birthday.
Yeah,
Um,
understandable.
Not bridal shower. I feel like they could have done a totally beautiful Disney princess themed bridal shower. Sans these
It went from
princesses.
like royal to like juvenile.
Yeah.
And not royal like the royal wedding. I was pissed off that people were even trying that on
Oh,
Twitter.
yeah.
I'm like, that's not going to gain any traction. Don't even try it. This is them at the altar. You know, let's talk about this. You know, there's a love thing happening here. Should we be shady about it and shit on it? I don't know. Because here's the thing about Jax Taylor. He has shown himself to be a POS. He has cheated on his girlfriend. He has verbally abused her on the show. We have seen him act like such a fool and be a disgusting human to everybody. And now all of a sudden he's a changed man and everything's fine and dandy. We're all supposed to go along with it. Are we
Yes.
going along with it?
We should. If she's happy, then that's all that matters.
Grant?
Yeah, I mean, I think I said this on my show too. It's inevitable. I think that they're going to get married. I do. I think.
But do you think
that's what they
inevitable he's
want.
going to cheat on her?
I hope not. I think that she's going to lock that down with kids really quick.
They want to. They're not even on birth control now.
So do we think he's a changed man?
Yeah, I think so.
I hope he is. I mean, yeah, it seems that
I
way.
love the
He looks-
positivity.
he
I
really
really
looks
do.
good. I have to say, like
He looks healthy.
Like, yeah, he
Yeah.
looks very
No,
good.
they are both super healthy. They both have been working out like crazy.
I think you are capable of changing. I think if you live this lifestyle, especially with men, like you mature, it takes a longer time for you to mature, to grow up, to realize like family values and family is what I want in my life. And I think with Jax, I think with every guy in Los Angeles, you have this Peter Pan syndrome where you
Yeah.
Very
could
much so,
go and
definitely.
just live your life and be crazy and reckless with however many women. And I feel like that was his life for,
Yeah.
you know, all of the time in LA when he was in Miami. Like, that was him.
Yeah.
And now he's found a woman that, yes, he's still...
Lisa's like, she's changed him.
He adores her. I can't even go there.
I don't want to say that
tonight.
she's changed him. I just think that, I think that she's allowed him to be a little bit more grounded.
She was there for him when his father
I can't with
died.
Lisa Vanderpump.
I'm with you.
I'm not even going to open that. No.
Her showing up was really, I didn't like that.
Oh, at the wedding?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I felt like
I
that was
expect
her
her to
trying
be
to-
there. I expect that.
Well,
but,
did she go to the wedding?
Yeah.
Well, she did because her mother had just passed. Now, so you got to give her a little credit for making the effort to go, but she's also contractually obligated to go.
Yeah.
We saw that doesn't mean anything.
I'm sure she
Yeah.
popped
Beverly
that.
Hills Housewives. But I mean, no, I'm glad that she was able to go because clearly she's going through hell, and I'll give Lisa that credit for sure. But I'm not a fan of hers nonetheless. I think that to echo your argument, I mean, like when you have life changes, right? And then like, when we first moved to LA, we were probably out like every night of the week, right?
Yeah.
Going out. And then now, I don't know, 5-6 years in, it's like maybe I only need to go out on the weekends, and maybe I only go out one night on the weekend. And I feel like now his lifestyle has changed, and I hope that he doesn't want to. I'm hoping that he doesn't want to continue that lifestyle.
They still go out on the show. They still go out and drink every night on the show.
They go out with each other, and I think,
With each
and
other, true.
see, this is something I tell my boyfriend. It's like, I want you to go out. I want you to have fun. I trust you, but I also want to trust the people that you're around.
Yeah.
And I think that's like with
I just don't
Brittany
buy
and
it.
Tom and the two Toms. It's like she's trusting that he's going out with friends. That's going to make sure that he doesn't put himself in bad situations. And I think that's also a part of
I just don't trust the situation. I feel like something is going to go wrong. Sorry. I just feel like eventually he is going to screw up.
Okay.
And I feel like she's changed the last year, too. Like the Brittany that we were introduced to in Vanderpump Rules, she's evolved herself.
You think in a bad way or in a
Not really in a bad way. She's just very LA now,
I think
She's not
she's-
very...
Yeah.
She's not the same Kentucky girl that she was. Let's
I mean,
just put it that
honestly,
way.
like, Eddie, are you still the same Nevada boy that came here?
No.
Like, I mean, it's...
Her whole life has changed. I mean, she has a wedding that was sponsored by all these companies. She's when she goes to New York, she probably, I'm sure, puts her up in a 5-star hotel. She's a guest on Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah.
She's on a hit reality show. She's probably recognized throughout the country.
A new home.
It definitely changes a person.
It does, and I will say, I've met her and I met Katie out at the Belmont, like one of their favorite places to go, and she was so kind and so sweet. The both of them were. So
Good.
I like
That's good
they
to
both
know.
seem like very
Good,
grounded.
because they're
human
reality stars.
beings. They should be.
Let's move on to news and gossip, because It's Bravo Bitch has had some news lately, and I want to talk about it. Yes, if you've been watching It's Bravo Bitch, you have been watching that we've had some controversial moments the last couple weeks on here. I had Jim Marchese come onto the show just because he was threatening to sue me on Twitter. We were fighting back and forth, so I said, you know what? Instead of suing me, why don't you come onto the show and clear it up? If it's a false narrative that you think I'm creating, come on here and clear it up. And he did. He came on here, and obviously what he said on the show has had some traction. He's still been in the news. He's still running his mouth so it could keep going. I get it. He said a lot of transphobic things on my show, though, that really didn't get picked up. I'm kind of disappointed in that because I really feel like he really exposed himself to just really be someone that's not nice. But the point is, It's Bravo Bitch got some press, so let's read about it. It says, in the interview on Bravo Bitch, it is because basically he was saying that he was calling out his friends. This is when he brought up all the transphobic stuff, and he basically was saying his friends sent porn to my underage son, and that's what this whole thing is about. It's not about him being gay. It's about finances and me paying for the college that I want him to go to.
See, that's not fair. And one, like, you should be able to go to whatever college you want to go to. Two, didn't he say really homophobic things prior to?
Yeah, he said crazy stuff on my show.
Did you ask him about the Kevin Hart stuff?
Yes, of course I asked him about
what
it.
was his,
and his stance is still the same.
So how are we supposed to believe that you didn't want your son?
That's why you guys are going to have to check out the last episode, because his stance is still the same. It's very crazy. I have one more picture I want to bring up. It's Luann stealing from Betsy Johnson. So we have a couple quick photos of her. Her statement necklaces have been coming out in the news. Lori Loughlin is still in the news, and she's saying, hello, Luann, it's Lori. How does one go about becoming a cabaret star instead of an inmate? And then we have the actual article from... I think it's all about the tea.
Yeah,
And
they
they're
have it
saying
all.
Luann de Lesseps accused of stealing jewelry design from Betsy Johnson. We will talk about it on the next It's Bravo Bitch show. Thank you so much for joining us. Guys, thank you so much for coming
Yeah,
on.
it's so much fun.
What do you guys want to promote, and where can we find you?
Oh God, you could find me at C_S Jones on Instagram and catch up with everything that I'm doing at ChelseaStarkJones.com. And then I'll be in next week doing Real Housewives of New York Reunion Part 1 with Leanne. Yeah.
And I'm always talking a little bit about Bravo mixed with Page 6 and stuff that's going on in the news that I have an opinion about. And again, that Vicki Vigil, give it a listen. It's on YouTube at all major podcasting platforms. So if you're listening and watching the show, you can find that show. Bonus, Vicki's Vigil. Check it out.
Yes, check out our sister podcast and our podcast brothers and sisters. There's room for everyone. Spread the love. Tell everyone, if you like Bravo, check out these podcasts. They're freaking fire. And I've heard some of the other ones out there, and honestly, guys, we could be right up there with them. So share it. It's a brand new podcast. Keep telling your friends about it. I'm your host, Hollywood Leanne. You can find me on all the things at Hollywood Leanne, and come back every Wednesday at 6. It's Bravo, bitch. Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.